Man, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are just constantly getting some bad news. They have been denied, and Candace Owens got the receipts?
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal.
What's up? Yes, indeed. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds allegedly have been denied their motion for a later date. They had some things they wanted to get together, apparently, before their date that was appointed by the court, and they were asking for an extension on that particular date. And allegedly, according to Candace Owens, we're now finding out that that motion was actually denied. And what's interesting is a lot of us haven't heard about this information as of yet. And now there's more information that Candace Owens seems to have her hands on. So we got to take a listen to this. I think this is very, very interesting, her having the receipts. Okay, but she posted this on her Instagram. She posted this on TikTok, etc. We got to take a listen to this. This is pretty wild stuff and pretty bad news for Blake and Ryan Reynolds. And of course, there's a lot of stuff that has been, these internet sleuths have been unearthing a whole bunch of different clips and so on and so forth. We are going to be watching those things and talking about that here on this channel. So make sure you're subscribed here and hit that like button down below. Okay. We talk about a lot of different things on this channel. So get ready for some updates revolving around this crazy Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively debacle. Let's take a listen to what Candace Owens has to say.
And you are not in it. You can just keep scrolling. You don't have to leave a comment. You don't need to express yourself. Not everything on the internet needs to be for you. A lot of us are very invested. Okay, so interestingly enough, yesterday, Blake Lively's team filed essentially asking the judge for an extension to file their amendment. Okay, so just to slow that down for you, Blake Lively sued Wayfarer Studios. They then countersued them and were basically like, you guys are terrible. Here are the messages to prove it. And then Wayfarer Studios team essentially amended their complaint to include all of the stuff that us internet sleuths found about the New York Times, essentially showing that this article was a part of some larger scheme and that they had the data to prove it.
Now, of course, we already know about all this stuff, guys, right? The New York Times has a lot of explaining to do, especially with all this metadata showing that there is proof, at least in the photos and the graphics that they were creating, that those things were being put together and constructed way before any of this stuff dropped and way before Justin Baldoni had anything that spoke out and said anything about this stuff. That she claims that he was doing some sort of smear campaign. But what's interesting about it is that she was getting ready to do her own smear campaign way before any of this stuff went down. And that's what she's talking about when it comes to the data, etc., with all that as well. So let's continue.
So Blake Lively then said when they showed up, well, we need time to now respond to their amendment. This New York Times amendment, some other things were added as well, but that was kind of the guts of it. And the judge said, okay, that's fine. You need to file your amendment. Her time to file that was supposed to be Valentine's Day. So Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are due to file their amended complaint, just amending the original, shouldn't take much time, on February 14th. Now, today, actually yesterday, February 10th, it's dated, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds went back to Judge Lehman and were like, actually, we can't make that date. We can't do February 14th. We need more time. We actually, for some reason, need to pull together some more things in order to enter in our final complaint before we get this onto the schedule. And so they were asking specifically for them to move the extension date to March 5th, 2025. So from the 14th to the 5th, they want basically another 2 weeks on top of another week. And in my head, I'm going for what?
Exactly. I'm wondering the same thing. If you have all your ducks in a row, then it shouldn't be a problem. You should be able to be like, yeah, let's do this. We got it. Why do you need an extension? Unless they're trying to find ways to concoct more BS or possibly more lies, or maybe getting some people involved, right? Paying those people off, you know what I mean? Lining their pockets with a little bit more money. Maybe that's the situation too. We need more time. We need more time, please. Seems a little bit fishy, don't you think?
They're also asking to also extend the deadline for the time to file any motion to dismiss to March 20th. And so they got this in, And they write this like very, which I'll show on the show tomorrow, like respectfully, we're asking to amend. We need more time to amend. And like I'm reading this, I'm like, it feels like they're just buying themselves time. Like, what do you need time? You filed this lawsuit initially. You have the receipts, you got debunked. Why do you need much? If you're just telling the truth and you've got some smoking gun, drop it already.
She ain't wrong. She ain't wrong with this one. Exactly. If they got all the stuff, why do they need an extension, right? What are they putting together? What are they plotting, as some would say?
There's an interesting, there's a compelling piece of this, by the way, where I'm not going to speak about it today. I'll wait for the show tomorrow. My life is crazy. I'm 1 minute, I'm like Brigitte Macron. And then the next minute I'm on a live talking about Blake Live. I'm interested in everything. This is my problem in life. Anyways.
Mine too. Mine too. But I'm not covering what she's covering. But you get what I'm saying. Let's move on.
For tomorrow, I'll get into what the theories are about why she's doing that. There was one TikToker who had his video removed because he was contacted and told essentially they're trying to lobby people to join a lawsuit so they can give the lawsuit some teeth. And I'm guessing that those people are saying, no way, Jose, I'm not getting involved in this mess, because there's zero upside in getting involved right now. I mean,
that's crazy.
You would just have to be a person who just had a knack for pain. I don't know, like just like into it, like a masochist. I don't know. Why would you want to get involved in it? It's so messy and it's so ugly. Taylor Swift is trying to flee the country under umbrellas right now.
And she really did. Taylor Swift really did, pack up her stuff and leave the country. And what all you saw were her red shoes. Real talk. There were so many umbrellas covering her face, her whole body, that all you could catch was red shoes as she's walking up into her private plane. That's crazy, y'all.
Because she's getting dragged into this and she still needs to be deposed. Anyways, going back to this.
And sorry, one other thing I want to say. I agree 100% on Taylor Swift ain't got nothing to do with this, right? Or at least that's what she believes. She wants nothing to do with this. I mean, yes, she got booed at the Super Bowl. I mean, I don't know what it was about. I don't know if it was because of her political stance or if it was because she's in this Blake Lively debacle situation, which is obviously, starting to rub off on her, giving her a bad look. I don't know what it is, but regardless, she got booed. Her man lost the Super Bowl. It was just a bad day all around for a lot of people, okay, and for her and Travis Kelce. So, yeah, in a way, it's kind of like, nah, I need to go and I need to get away. People are booing me now. What did I do? You know what I mean? She was very confused after being booed, and I'd be too. Real talk. She's the world's sweetheart, right? Allegedly, right? People are still buying her albums. So I keep wondering, what is it that happened? What caused her to get booed in that kind of way? But we'll find out soon enough. But she definitely does not want to have anything to do with any of this Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni BS for sure.
So the judge came back with his decision. Slapped him down. First, Wayfarer said we don't want them to be able to extend. This is ridiculous. What are we waiting for? Let's get this party started. And so their lawyers came in and were like, they're dragging their feet here. There's no reason. There is no reason why they can't meet this deadline of February 14th in terms of filing their amended complaint. Like me, I don't know about you guys, what you're doing Valentine's Day. I'm staying in to read this amended complaint. I'm not going to any restaurant. I need to hear, I need to read what they are going to try to drop back to answer Justin Baldoni. I am sorry, I'm not going to be stuck at some restaurant having to pick between 3 options on Valentine's Day when I could be reading an amended complaint filed by Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. That seems fun to me.
Oh, come on. You're telling me a nice steak dinner, candlelit with roses and stuff for your Valentine's Day, you'd rather go read in a come on. I think she's trying to be funny, but let's move on.
I hope my husband, who definitely does not think that sounds fun, is up for that, because that's what we're going to be doing for Valentine's Day.
It's not
okay.
Fun.
So the judge gets both of their arguments. Wayfarer's they don't need more time. Blake's I do, but I can't really tell you why. And other than Ryan says, and the lawyers say I need time. Judge Lehman just came back, slaps him down. He's no.
He said,
okay, I'm going to give you more time. He does give them more time. He gives them one more day.
He gives them one more day, guys. Come on now. He's like, hey, out to the no. We're not going to give you 2 weeks That's ridiculous. Why do you need a couple more weeks to get this ish together? Make it make sense, guys, right? It seems sneaky. It seems like something is up here. But he gives them one more day. He gives them one extended, he extends the motion or extends the time to one more day so that they can get their stuff together. But they need to get their stuff together now, like right now, right?
Just love this guy. This is amazing. And his order, and he writes it back, he's just like, you have not presented a valid argument for why you need this extension. Like, drop your arguments here. Like, what are your arguments? You had a lot of time to think about this. You had all year. Judge Lehman didn't say this like I'm saying this now, but like he's like, look, you've had all year plotting to take down this guy. Okay, you've had time to consider this. Okay, even your BFF Taylor knows something's up because she's not saying anything about your alleged sexual harassment. She's hiding under umbrellas, getting on her plane, fleeing the Super Bowl after being booed. I don't believe you. Okay, Judge Lehman didn't say any of that, but he did say that he was only giving them a one-day extension. So rather than it being due on February the 14th, which is a Friday, he's giving them the weekend to scramble if they need extra time. And he is saying their amendment is due on the 17th. So technically, I could go out for Valentine's Day. And you could go out too. I want you guys to know that because he's giving them a one-day extension. I'm going to assume that they're going to take it until February 17th, but I will be watching. Obviously, I am on the case. I am now the security for the Baldoni team. That's not true either. I never met him and I don't know him, but I feel in my heart that we are cousins. He's just my annoying, very happy, peaceful cousin who's just way too nice. And he just needs to get a noogies. I'm just going to give him a noogies. If I ever meet Justin Baldoni, I'm going to give him a noogies.
Okay. So now you hear it, okay? You hear from her, Candace Owens. I mean, because Candace Owens, I ain't going to lie. She's been on this. She's been on top of this and has been just unearthing all kinds of stuff. I mean, some things have been pretty wild, but then there's been some things that have been like, wow, that's not a bad theory, right? So again, coming from Candace Owens, we're now hearing that motion was denied. It has been extended one whole other day. And of course, it does make you wonder, why would they need weeks of time, right? I mean, let's be real. I get it that some of these, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds have other projects and other things that they're doing aside from fighting Justin Baldoni out here in these internet streets and in the court of public opinion, okay, because all the world's a stage. Let's not forget that. But at the same time, though, it does make you wonder, like, they got lawyers for that. They got time. Or they got lawyers so that they have more time to be parents, be partners. You see what I'm saying? So it doesn't make any sense for them to be like, oh, we're so overwhelmed with so much stuff that we can't even get this done by this particular date. We need 2 more weeks. Nah, man. No. Get it together. You should have already had all this stuff laid out. Shoot. You were already putting things together with the New York Times to try to tarnish and destroy Justin Baldoni's name, which you successfully did in the very beginning. So you had all that time to plan that. Why don't you have time to get everything else lined up for these kinds of requests from the court? You don't need more time because to me, that sounds like they're plotting. To me, it sounds like they are up to no good. Okay, because they're trying to find people that are willing to step forward, maybe for a certain amount of monies, right? To step forward and go, yeah, he was terrible. He did this, this, and this. I have proof. I have the receipts, right? So this is very interesting, guys, nonetheless. And of course, we're going to keep an eye on this. Clearly, Candace Owens is keeping an eye on this. But what say you guys? What are your thoughts on this? Do you think this motion being denied, do you think it was fair or do you think it's unfair? What are your thoughts? I mean, they got an extension for 1 more day. That's it. So it should be very interesting to see what transpires in the next couple days or what happens next week. There's more stuff out here, guys. There's so much stuff that's going on. We're definitely talking about it. So get ready. We got a lot of stuff coming revolving around this stuff and about other things too. Don't worry. I'm keeping an eye on a lot of different things. Like Candace, I have that problem too. I like to talk about a lot of different things, okay? And I get curious about a lot of different things, all right? So I'm keeping an eye on this, and you should too if you're watching this video too. So be sure to hit that like button down below. Don't forget to comment. Of course, let me know your thoughts. Hit that subscribe button. And of course, we'll be talking very soon. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.